Hey guys, so the new stuff has been released, well, almost released. The data's been added to the game, so now we can take a look at what all these guys do. I actually went ahead and just took a quick peek at what these guys did so that I could set up some stuff I wanted to discuss and compare. Alright, so first, let's just go ahead and talk about this Gohan. This is the first guy that we have here, so let's just do this, see what his stats are. I mean, I found out that you can't actually see the transform stats, because if we do, it'll just come up as the unsoul boosted one. But 126,000 blast attack is very high. That's untransformed as well. Very good stats. So yeah, obviously his main ability is he transforms, and then he also gets ki, like Gogeta. But I believe Gogeta gets 40 ki, while this guy gets 30. Not a huge deal. Okay, his unique ability is Valiant Attack. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 30% of blast damage, and then -5 to own blast arts cost, and then plus 30 to own ki recovery. All for 15 counts, which is way more than you need really, because you're never going to be in with one character for more than that, most of the time anyway. The remaining warrior, plus 20% of damage inflicted per defeated battle member, so he wants to be like the last one standing essentially. And then plus 30% of damage inflicted when allied character Trunks is defeated. So he wants to be with this guy who just released. Isn't that a surprise? While this character is on the battlefield, the following effects occur when enemy switches characters. Restore own ki by 30. So let's actually, I meant to pull. Where is she? I meant to pull her up earlier because that's similar to what this one does. Where's her unique? So she restores own ki by 30, and then that's it. Just restores own ki by 30. But this guy. Oh no, this might be separate, actually. I'm not sure if this is part of this passive. So every time I switch a character, you get 30 ki and then 15% blast damage, I think is what this is trying to say. So even better than Khalifa's ability there. And then his special is the Masenko, deals major impact damage, and with attribute downgrade plus 20% blast damage received, which is not bad. And then his green card. So his green card actually changes up a little bit when he transforms. Right now it's 15% of blast damage inflicted, and then it forces switching, and then it increases the substitution count by 5 for 15. And then it actually gets stronger once he transforms. Holds 2 blast cards, and then at 5 stars he gets adds the hybrid Saiyan to this. So I mean, it's not the greatest ability, but definitely nice. I do like actually more so these ones than when they get double buffs at 5 stars, because I think it's kind of scummy that they do that. And then transformed. So this main ability becomes, he draws a special arts card next, which we'll get to, and then this is the huge, he nullifies own unfavorable element factor. I've been asking for a green card to get that for a long time. I understand that Chi-Chi does have it, but she's not anywhere near the level of this character. I mean, this character is like a meta-defining character. So him having this is like huge. I've been asking for this since Purple Broly released for a green card to get this, but they finally pulled through, and it makes sense that they had this. I was kind of expecting it honestly, because given all the purple units that have released, I mean, you have this Trunks, you still have Purple Broly, you have Super Vegeta, you have the Blue Vegeta. There's like a million purple units. So yeah, it makes sense that he has that. And 30 timer counts is a while, so very good. Increases arch card draw speed by 1 for 15. So yeah, and it's only 10 timer counts, so you can do it pretty much right away. You heartless androids will be defeated. So I think this is a little bit different. I don't think he had that pre-transformation. So extra damage against androids is very nice, just because android team is very good. And then I believe the rest is the same. I think, yeah, 15 timer counts, 15 timer counts, 15 timer counts. And then this is also the same. And then what changes is this. So this actually goes from 5 to 10 substitution counts. So that's a lot. So if you use this on somebody, they're going to be switched out for 20 timer counts, which is it's a long time. And the reason why I think this guy is so good is even if this is not activated, so let's say you can't activate this yet, or it ran out, and you're comboing somebody, and they switch in, I don't know, they switch in Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and obviously he's type advantage over you. You can just go ahead and use this on them to get them out of there. And even if you don't want to deal with this, you can just pop the main ability it automatically draws this card for you, and then you can use it to switch them out in the middle of a combo. That's pretty powerful. So yeah, this guy's very, very good. So next we have the Goku Black. Let's take a look at his stats. Obviously he's a defensive type, so his defenses are really high, like 88 and 87. Obviously his strike and blast attack are not as high, but very good. So Bringer of Despair. Draw a special arts card next, restore own health by 20%, so it's only his own health, it's not allies' health. And then plus 30% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, so decent. Let's take a look at the special arts, because the special arts is a green card, so let's take a look at that. Body grows familiar. The following effects occur based on the number of times a special arts card Body grows familiar is used by this character. So this is like a permanent thing, sort of like Ultimate Gohan's green card, but a little bit worse. I already took a look at it earlier. 15% of strike damage inflicted, and then 50% of blast damage inflicted. And then this just from here restores 10% health. Just as a reference, Kale, the red Kale's green card restores 15% health, so this is actually a little bit worse. But these two being permanent is a pretty big deal. I mean, take a look at his stats. His spread between strike and blast is pretty much equal, so not really too worried about getting one or the other buff because both stats are pretty much the same. So he's good at doing either of them. So that's that. And then his unique abilities are, this pain will make me stronger, reduces damage received by 50% until combo ends when changing cover. So if we just compare that to, I don't know, Zamasu, he actually takes 40%. So this guy takes less damage than Zamasu does. He does get the +2 substitution count, but that's standard. The following effects occur after enemy attack is over. So the question that I have with this guy is that this wasn't entirely clear to me. Is this, so this portion is obviously cover change, right? But my question is then, this part does not seem to be restricted to being a cover change ability. Like, it seems to be that there's two separate sort of unique abilities under this one unique ability. And so what I'm getting at is that I think everything from here is excluding cover change. Like, obviously it'll include it. We should take a look at what it says. Plus 50% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts after the enemy attack is over. So I don't think that is limited to only cover change. It kind of reminds me of, let me just pull him up. Where is he? He's probably like all the way down here. This Gohan. Let's take a look at this Gohan real fast. The following effects occur based on the amount of health you have left after being hit. So this can activate even after you get tap blasted once. It'll still activate. But this specifically says after enemy attack is over. So this implies a combo. So I think if they hit you once and then combo into another arts card, like they do 2 strike cards, I think this will still activate even if it is not a cover change. Because if we take a look at Zamasu, like, he restores 10% of damage received after enemy attack is over. After enemy attack is over. And we all know that Zamasu, we all know that this part of his passive activates no matter if it's cover change or not. So I think this is going to activate every single time, which is pretty ridiculous. 50% is a lot. And you restore 10% of damage received, which is the same as Zamasu. And then Path of Destruction, 35% of damage inflicted against Tag Saiyans. It's pretty good. That's like, it's decent. It's definitely, you'll notice a difference against Saiyans. And then applies the following effects to enemy when this character is switched to standby. Reduces ki by 20 just to the enemy, and then plus 30% to damage received for 30 timer count. So very, very nice. So he's in that sense he's sort of like a supporting defending unit, I guess. And then Black Kamehameha deals major impact damage, and then this is interesting, it seals an enemy card slot randomly on hit. I don't think we've ever seen that on a special move before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's the case. And then his Z ability, he buffs strike defense for future, and then at 5 stars he gets double buffs. That's double defensive buffs. That's pretty powerful right there. So moving on, you got Bojack, the extreme Bojack. This guy was actually not shown off on Twitter just because I think it's, I don't know, not as interesting as the other units. I've already taken a look at him, but stats, he's a support unit, by the way. I mean, okay. These stats are okay. They're not amazing. He's an extreme support type, so they're not going to be the best stats. Main ability is 20% to damage inflicted by allies for 30 timer counts. And then 30% to allies key recovery for 30 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade 3 to substitution count. This is very powerful for 20 timer counts too. This is probably, I don't want to say it's one of the most powerful main abilities in the game, but this like line by itself is so powerful. And then like this is 30 timer counts, and that's so long. This is an insane main ability. Like it's beyond. Like this is ridiculous. Like I hope I pull this guy. Unique ability is sustained damage up, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received for 30 timer counts when this character enters the battle. Again, with this is so long. Like if you play this game for any period of time, you know how long this is. And then assist inflict damage up, plus 20% of damage inflicted by allies for 20 timer counts when this character is switched to standby. So this, if you switch in with this guy, and then just pop this, and then switch out, this will activate, so you give allies 40% damage boost, 30% to key recovery, and then enemy takes 20% more damage, and they have 3% more substitution count. Like this kid is like, this is what a supporting unit should be. This is what a support type like needs to be in order to take up a battle member slot on your team. Like this is very good. Like just very he just does broken stuff. And then special is a Grand Smasher. Deals major impact damage and then inflicts with minus 30% to key recovery, so pretty good. And then Torrential Key, lowered speed. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, minus 1 arts card draw speed for 15 timer counts. So, I don't know if we've seen that, have we? Maybe, I can't remember. But it also cancels all attribute downgrades for allies, which is pretty good. Yeah, I really like this card. And finally, also, we get a movie buffer. I mean, obviously 5 stars might be a little bit difficult to get on this guy considering how hard it is to pull EX units, but blast attack and defense for movies is always good. I feel like this guy's a sleeper of the batch. I feel like this is like this entire part is just broken. Everything he does is broken. And then we have Zangia, who is actually a melee type. Interesting. So she has decent strike attack. She also has very good blast attack. But her defenses are obviously a little bit lacking, but that's alright. Evil Flower is her main ability. Draw a special arts card next, plus 30% of damage inflicted, and then 30% to own key recovery. So, special arts cards, it's a green card, let's take a look at that. So, plus 20% of damage inflicted by allies. So, this is like sort of a supporting buff. And then increases arts card draw speed by 1. This should be only for her, though. So, that's alright. And then unique is Beautiful Assault. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield, plus 30% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, and then minus 5 to own striking blast arts cost for 15. Inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade, plus 15 to special arts cost. I don't know if we've seen a card do this yet, where they increase the cost of the enemy's special arts cost, which is the green card again. So plus 15 to green card is pretty good. I mean, that's... Ultimate Gohan gets hit by that. Whis gets hit by that. I mean, the entire God Key team gets decimated by that. Imagine, I mean, using this against Blue Goku basically like nullifies half his kit. That's pretty nice. Sacrifice for victory. The following effects occur when this character is defeated. Plus 30% of damage inflicted by allies. So just straight up, there's no limit on this. This is just a permanent buff. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade. Plus 5% to striking blast arts cost. Again, this is all permanent. And then inflicts allies with no switching for 5 timer counts. So that could be pretty big. I mean, 5 is a little bit low, but I mean, it is something. It can feel like a long time if you get a combo going. And then also applies the following effects to allied character Bojack. So 20% damage inflicted, minus 10 to blast arts cost. This is a problem. Because reducing the cost of blast arts cards is it's just ridiculous because of the amount of charge stepping you could do with that. So I would not sleep on that. And just to compare her to the future Gohan, let me just see. So future Gohan has a similar passive because when he dies, he gives 30% of strike damage inflicted. Obviously, he also gives all this other stuff too, but so 30% strike damage inflicted, and then Zangia, I believe Zangia just gives 30%. Yeah, so it's 30% to all damage inflicted. So it's kind of similar to this guy, which is pretty insane for an extreme. And then if your character if you have a Bojack on your team, like these guys together might actually be pretty insane. Like even the yellow Bojack with this, like -10 blast arts cost can get like absolutely ridiculous. And then special is shoot blaster, deals major explode damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade +5 to substitution count for 20 timer counts on hit. So that could be very good as well. So if they switch out within 20 timer counts of being hit by this, then they have +5 to substitution. That's pretty good. I like that. And then +20. We already looked at this, right? Yeah. Okay, and then she's also actually a movie buffer as well. And then at 5-star, she gains female warrior strike attack. Pretty good. And then that's it for the new characters. Let's take a look at the banner real fast. So we scroll the way down. So we have the new Gohan, we have Goku Black, and those are the two new Sparkings. They have Bojack on here. They have Buhan, who's very good. Spirit Bomb Goku and Cooler. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 units, all at 1%. And then the remaining 1% rate is then split among all these other Sparkings. So that's why the rate is so low. And then we also have the two new Extremes, who I'm just praying that I pull this Bojack. This Bojack is dumb OP. Okay. And then in terms of the ticket banner, it's going to be 20% for each of the new Sparkings. So in total, you have a 40% chance to pull a new Sparking. Not great. Not great. I hope the method that they have for grinding up the tickets or just giving them. I hope they just give you these through login. I don't want to grind those again. And then this is the new Awakened equipment that I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't think there's any new equipments besides this. But this is, like, you can take a look at this yourself. This is pretty insane for Android 17. Like, this equip is already very good, but health, both attacks, and then the blast defense, like, for each Android member, so they can go up to 18%. Like, that is like, absolutely ridiculous. And then, so this is actually a functionality that is not completed on DBZ Space yet, but just so that we know what's coming. There appears to be monthly missions being added to the game. No word on rewards yet, but like you can just see how many there are in here. So I assume that these are going to be like refreshed monthly, and then yeah, I guess we'll see what the rewards end up being. But in terms of everything else that we covered, I do really like this Gohan a lot. He's very good. Like I'm so excited that they added a nullify unfavorable element factor to a green unit. Goku Black. I mean, this character kind of really depends on how this interaction works. If this is not restricted to cover cut, then this guy is really, really good. But we'll see. And then I think this guy is a sleeper. Like this guy is absolutely ridiculous. Like all of this that he does can be applicable on any team that he's a tag for. Now I know he's only on. Let's see, he's on. Yeah, he's pretty much only on movies, and if this ever becomes a tag too, like he'll be viable on there as well. Even on just a green, like a mono green team with like maybe an off color of yellow, like that could be a pretty good team for this guy too. Like any team, this guy is just nuts. And then Zanya is very good. Don't sleep on her as well. But I think, I don't know, is Bojack better than Gohan? Probably not. I mean, they fulfill different roles, but two very, very strong green units are coming out. I think I'd probably have to say Gohan might be a bit better in terms of value, but this because of the amount of teams he can fit on, right? I mean, he's Hybrid Saiyans, Future, Sun Family, like it's just too much. And then, but I think Bojack, like his kit is just better. Like this kit is stupid. I just think Bojack is like the best probably. I don't know, it's hard to say. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. If you guys are summoning, I wish you luck. I am definitely going to be summoning because I want to try and pull this Bojack. Don't think I'll be going in super hard, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and good luck on your summons. And I'll see you all in the next one for a summon video, most likely.